Flu cases are up in a big way this season in Delaware. There have been 10 times as many laboratory confirmed cases this year compared to last year. And this increase has prompted some decisive action from local hospitals, as our Sussex County Bureau Chief Evan Kosloff reports. From Bayhealth Medical Center, young visitors will now see new restrictions.
It was just last week that I was standing in front of BB Healthcare in Lewis after they put a ban on those below the age of 16 from visiting the hospital. Now it's a different hospital, but the same situation. Here at Bayhealth in Milford, they're telling those below the age of 12 to stay home. This is what they call an etiquette station. Masks, hand sanitizer, gloves, everything you need to fight the flu. But local hospitals say this has not been enough.
In my 24 years of practicing emergency medicine in Delaware, this is the worst flu season that I've seen.
We're talking to Dr. Craig Hochstein. He says the hospital is taking a more drastic measure to combat the flu this season, saying that all below the age of 12 are not allowed to visit with patients. He explains why.
Kids actually are common carriers of the flu, and so the healthy young folks like the 12-year-olds that can carry it without being very sick put the other high-risk folks at risk, particularly the elderly and the very young.
And if you take a look at the numbers, you'll see why they're concerned. Last year, there were just 70 laboratory confirmed cases at this point in the season. This year, that number is 632. That includes 4 deaths in the state. And the rise has gotten the attention of the Division of Public Health as well. Paul Silverman from DPH said that the data, quote, further confirms their concern that this influenza season is likely to be severe, both in terms of the number of infected Delawareans and the severity of the illness. And back at the hospital, Hochstein says what started as a Sussex problem has now exploded into northern counties as well.
It's a statewide epidemic. I think they're seeing it across the state. I know that even Newcastle County was overrun with patients in their emergency departments just a few days ago.
And so the staff keeps working, trying to keep the flu from spreading even more in the first state. Now, as was the case with BB, they say here at Bayhealth that there, of course, could be exceptions. For example, a child will in all likelihood be allowed to visit a loved one on their deathbed. We also want to emphasize one other part of this. That number 632 is just laboratory confirmed cases. The Division of Public Health says that there actually is probably a much larger number of cases in the state of Delaware. In Sussex County, Evan Kosloff, WBOC News in Milford.
The rough flu season extends beyond the first state. The Centers for Disease Control is officially calling this an epidemic. The CDC says the flu is widespread in 36 states. Nationwide, health officials say 15 children have died so far this flu season. One of the reasons the flu has become so widespread this season, the flu strain mutated in ways to make the vaccine against it less effective here in the United States.